As we've come to expect in Colorado, the sunrise in the mountains was gorgeous. The night before, we struggled to find the campsites that were supposed to be in the area. What we did find was a small pull-off on the side of a trail. Though it lacked a fire pit and anything fancy, the morning view made up for it. You may notice that we were lacking one vehicle. Our friends had woken up earlier in the morning, sometime around 2 a.m., and were just getting some high altitude sickness, and after consecutive days of high elevation, decided to drop back down into the town itself to spend the rest of the morning. We soon joined them, and we knew we'd be taking the day kind of slow, so we went over to the Glenwood Springs Hot Springs and spent a really relaxing morning in some pools ranging from 98 up to 108. That's the hottest I've ever been, but it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, after leaving Glenwood Springs, it was time to hit a lot of main roads. We were working our way up to our final big destination, Yellowstone National Park. Those that have been around a while may remember I have been to Yellowstone before with Matt, but that was just a guy's trip, him and I, when we went out to Montana to pick up the GoFastCamper. This time we had our wives with us, and we were excited to show them both the Tetons and Yellowstone. You'll never forget the first time you see the Tetons. Just absolutely gorgeous. Also, if you look close, you'll see my dream vehicle. Yep, Earth Roamer. I need one of those. If you followed along our adventure when we went to pick up the GoFastCamper, you may remember how much of a pain it was to find a campsite near the Tetons. There's plenty of paid campsites, but there's this one amazing area that you can wake up to sunrise and see the Tetons, and there's lots of little campsites down these dirt roads, but they are always full, and you never know what you'll find, from $1 million RVs to beat up old travel trailers that get pulled down these roads. Though I didn't get any video of it, we did eventually find a really nice campsite down one of these gravel roads. We went ahead and left a bunch of our gear, our fire ring, our extra tent, anything that we could leave behind we left, so that we would know we had this same campsite when we got back from exploring the Tetons and Yellowstone the next morning. Almost as soon as we got into the Teton National Park, we hit this fog bank, and it was super, super thick. Just as we were getting worried that we wouldn't ever escape the fog bank, we got clear of it and saw this pull-off, and this was stunning. Something you learn pretty quick is once you get into a national park, if everyone is stopped, it means there's something worth seeing.
We're good.
We're done.
Or go ahead and pull over.
No, I'm gonna pull over right here.
Yellowstone National Park is such a unique place. There are so many hot springs, these beautiful pools. It's a place with just stunning beauty that you'll never forget. There's something kind of fascinating about watching mud boil coming straight out of the ground.
Got a picture of that.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
The two that are walking.
Mm-hmm.
There's a baby behind it.
They're sitting everywhere.
They're sunbathing. Here, get a little.
I'm getting him on video.
It was kind of neat to see this little coyote out here by himself. At one point he got a little too close and got charged, but for the most part, he was just looking for mice.
He's not showing us.
I know. I was kidding.
He's looking for mice in the field. Oh, that's cute.
And I'm getting it on video. This makes me so happy.
It's like my alley. Didn't say anything about coyotes being 100 yards away, right? Just
I didn't
wolves.
see it in the pictures.
Oh, he's so cute.
After finally pulling ourselves away from the adorable coyote, we made our way to the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. From here, you can look down to the water and also to lower falls. The contrast of that blue water and the lighter colored rock, the spires, made this a really, really beautiful area. With a good zoom lens, you can see lower falls. Of course, we didn't want to rely on a zoom lens, so we took a quick hike down to get a little bit closer. Fair warning, the hike up is much less enjoyable than the hike down. After leaving lower falls, we made our way up to the upper falls. After grabbing a quick lunch, we made our way over to Mammoth Hot Springs. It's a little bit different. It's these nice boardwalks that you can walk around. It's got the upper and lower terraces. Definitely completely different than anything else you'll see within the Yellowstone National Park.
Oh, it's sad.
Seeing pictures of.
After leaving Mammoth Hot Springs, we followed another main road through Yellowstone, and in total made one big loop before heading into Tetons and back to camp. Of course, with as much beauty as in Yellowstone, we stopped and saw just a few more hot springs and a few more falls on our way. And of course, you can't go to Yellowstone National Park and not see Old Faithful. So with about 20 minutes to spare and a cup full of hot chocolate, we were able to enjoy such a magnificent geyser. The next morning, we packed up camp and got on the road. On today's adventure, we'd be hitting the Beartooth Highway and then hitting the interstate to start making our way back home. Of course, we needed at least one more good drone video. The drive across the Beartooth Highway was spectacular, but I think we were all tired and didn't want to stop to film. We were ready to just get on the way. After crossing the Beartooth Highway, we made our way to Interstate 90 and booked it to Rapid City, South Dakota. From Rapid City, the wife and I drove about 24 hours straight to get home and called the end of this adventure. Thank you guys so much for following along. I know there's been a lot of parts to this series, but for those of you that have stuck through, I hope it was something you enjoyed and inspires you to get out and see more of this beautiful country.